overboard. Don't write an SOP of 13, 14, 1500 words. It won't make sense. In 1000 or max 1100 words, try to wind up saying that you wish to do. Within the given limit of this. Another point, don't melodramatic. This is again a state of our professors who have done their masters from this, and this is a professor have so much melodramatic stuff in your SOP. I had to answer one of them by saying that India is a country which is high on emotions, and Indian country is a lot by religion and cricket. I am sure all of you will agree with this part when I say, sorry, just give me a minute. I am sure all of you agree on the part when I say that India as a country is driven a lot by Bollywood, cricket and religion. Sorry. 2nd April 2011. I'm sure all of you remember this date. This was the date when India won the world. Okay. The moment when Mahendra Singh Dhoni hit that last six, our emotions were sky high. Everyone was just going crazy about not seeing here and there, high-fiving everyone, hugging everyone around. We run on emotion. Okay. The point is, I was trying to defend our stand in front of the professor, but why to do that? Don't make the SOP melodramatic. Never ever make the SOP melodramatic. Okay? You have to state the facts in your SOP and work ahead. You don't have to mention कि मेरे लाइफ में ये हुआ था जिसके वजह से मैं ये नहीं कर पाया, वो नहीं कर पाया. Rather than try showing more interest in the course that you wish to do in the future. Okay? If you had a couple of lines, how you overcame or what happened in that period. Okay? Avoid using cliched quotes, as I said earlier. Avoid using heavy words and avoid using words from a flashcard, as I said earlier. Okay, mention about any incident which inspired you. Okay, here is written real or made up, but try using a real incident. And run a spell and proofread your SOP before you submit it. These are the objectives of your SOP. A, why a particular university? The statement university. Why any particular course? Why you wish to do BSI? Why you wish to do embedded systems? Why you wish to pursue something in fluid dynamics? Why you wish to do something in aerospace, why you wish to do something in business intelligence. Okay? You should address the issue of why the course. Why you wish to go to Georgia Tech, why you wish to go to UPenn, or why you wish to go to USC. Again, you should address the statement in your SOP. Demonstrate your interest of why you are liking a particular course or a particular stream or a particular university. Why you wish to work under a professor, it will demonstrate that. Show initiative on what you have done, what you have not done. Indicate your determination of how you will succeed in the future. Highlight your strengths and cover your weaknesses. Okay, if you are an academic achiever, then yes, highlight it. If you have worked on 10 to 15 projects in your life, yes, highlight it. If you are working for the past 3-4 years, yes, highlight it. If your GRE score is good, yes, you can try and highlight that in your SOP. Cover your weaknesses. Now, cover your weaknesses doesn't mean that you should lie about something. We have read SOPs or we have edited SOPs wherein people have written n number of backlogs, or they got 10 backlogs, or they got 2-year drops, or 1-year drops because they were suffering from jaundice and they were hospitalized. Because they had some deaths in the family or some emergency in the family right during the exam and they couldn't give the exam, or they did not prepare well for the exam. Avoid saying. Many people write these type of instances in their SOP. The people out there are smart enough to understand, to read through all this and see what exactly. Now, ideally speaking, your performance improves from the first year to the final year. The year drops or the backlogs you get are generally a lot in the first year, they reduce a bit in the second year, they reduce a lot in the third year, and they reduce maximum in the fourth year, making your academic performance go up in the final year. This is a general case that I mentioned that I have not been performing well at the start, but when I realized my mistake and I understood the importance of academics, I have been doing well. This is what I mean when I say cover your weakness. Or mentioning how you overcame your weaknesses, basically covering your weaknesses. Continuing further, do's and don'ts for the SOP. Keep it precise, crisp, that is already discussed. Most of these things are discussed in the past. Okay, most importantly, grammar check, and when you're done with the SOP, SOP with wrong grammar will not help you a lot. SOP structure is not defined. Like many people, sir, what should we start off with, or when should we mention the academics, or when should we mention about a job or about a project? It is not defined. You go with the flow. You can start off by saying what you are doing currently or what is inspiring you to do something in the future, and continue further as to what you have done to achieve your goals so far in life, be it academically, be it project-wise, with regards to your work experience or even extracurricular. But there is no fixed structure. There is no fixed structure as to how you should write your SOP. It can go in a flow. Your SOP can go in a flow. Okay, the flow can be determined by you anyhow you want. Just see to it that there is nothing abrupt in between. Your SOP should have depth and not the length. Your SOP can have n number to avoid going overboard with the length of it. You have depth, you describe something which is understood as the opposite end. That is it. Okay, don't go ahead with length. Avoid sounding opinionated, consider it dull or bitter. Many people, they write in the SOP that I would like to learn the technology over there and come back and use in India. Many a times even the universities know that this is not true. This is not something that you are going to. So avoid using stereotyped statements which are used years on years in the SOP and they are not happy with it. What you actually wish to do or what you can do with the technology in the future, yes, you can describe that. If you wish to open or start your own business, that there is no issue with that. But don't sound opinionated, conceited, dull or patronizing in your SOP. Okay, that concludes the part of the SOP. Now we come on to this letter of recommendation. Ideally, in many places, on an average, you need 3 LOs. Some ask for 2, some ask for 1, some ask for 4. Okay, on an average, LORs. The LOR can be written by anyone who knows you officially, be it professor, be it employee, or be it anyone. But they should be knowing you on official level. Don't take LORs from people who have taught you in coaching classes or who know you on a personal level at some or the other organization. If you have worked under a person, maybe for an internship or maybe as a job for a year or 2, yes, you can write that. Okay. Again, in LORs, avoid using complicated language. Many a times, what happens is the professor asks us to the LOR and they will review it, edit it, and approve it. Okay? In this case also, please avoid using complicated language. Try to keep your LOR as simple as possible. Mention about performances, your projects, your participation in various activities in the college, how they have helped the professor, how they have helped the college, how they have helped your personal growth. Okay, this will help you a lot with the LOR. Moving further, yeah. How do you select a recommender? Selecting a good recommender is very. A recommender does not. That person should be head of the department, should be the principal, not important for you. Sorry. which are not important for you, it doesn't mean that you should compulsorily take LOR or recommendation letter from them. By taking recommendation letters from professors or from teachers who have taught you some good subjects or good number of subjects with regard to what you wish to do in the future. Taking a recommendation letter from your final year project guide will help you a lot. Working, taking a recommendation letter from your employer will also help you. But many a time students face difficulties. If the employers come to know about your goals of going abroad, then job might be a bit in trouble. So be very careful while taking LORs from your employers. In case if you ask them for LOR and your job will be in jeopardy, please avoid taking LOR from them. It is fine if you take all 3 LORs from your college. Again, we get many students saying कि sir एक तो LOR college से लेना office से लेना पड़ेगा. It is not a compulsion. See how your equation is at your office and see how much responsible, sensible they are or sensitive they are to this cause and act accordingly. Ideally, as I said, you need 3 LORs. Having a combination of 3 from college and 0 from work, 0 from college, 3 from work, or a 2+1 or 1+2 combination is never a problem. There is no mandatory rule that if you are working, you need to take 1 from. It is not mandatory. You can take all 3 from your college. It is absolutely fine. Okay. If you have some professors who have a PhD degree and have taught you some good subjects and are able to write something good for you, yes, you can take LOR from them too. There is no problem. If you have worked after your undergraduate, your boss's recommendation could be fine. Yeah, absolutely, it could be fine. There's no problem. But by taking LORs from people who have known you for some time, who can write something good about you, and who can describe you in a good manner. Okay, again, continuing with LOR, some part that I might have, avoid making mistakes in the end. So on a couple of instances, I can tell you something. Proofread your LORs before you submit it to the university, or maybe you submit it to the professor. There are times where people who are academically not that strong, they have a score of say 50 or 55%. In their LOR, the professor is right academically excellent. Now, honestly speaking, of 50-55 is an average student. It's not an excellent student. So avoid bluffing in the LOR because the universities have your transcripts with them. They have your transcripts with them. They correlate your LOR and your SOP with your bluffing. Anything in your LOR and SOP is not going to help you in the future. जो मिलने वाला एडमिट है वो भी नहीं मिलेगा. Avoid doing that. Okay. Continuing, look at the gender. Many a times he लिखा हुआ है पूरे LOR में, and in one part she is written. Okay, because you guys go online, you take up LOR online, you see various LORs online, and you copy paste them for your LOR. He, she होता है. Avoid doing that, or please check your LOR before you submit it. Again, if your professor or if your employer currently not working in the institute where you have studied or you have worked and they are somewhere else, still okay for your LOR. Just mention a line in the LOR that I have known Mr. So-and-so when he was a student at college so-and-so. Well, I was a professor for this period, and after that, now I am working at XYZ place. You can make it very clear in your LOR. It is absolutely fine. Because sometimes students are hesitant that a certain professor is a good professor, he writes good recommendations, but he or she is not working in our current college. You can still go ahead and take LOR from them. Okay, this was about LOR. Now about scholarships. Scholarships are offered on various ways. They are mostly on merit or academic credentials. Again, getting a scholarship in the first, many a times it becomes difficult. They would like to do before deciding if they wish to give you scholarship. But that doesn't mean that they don't offer scholarship at this. Many times they offer tuition waiver anywhere from 20% to 100% right from the start. Okay, sometimes involvement in sport, etc. also help you. For scholarship, there is a different deadline. Sometimes it is with the application deadline. Sometimes it is 1 month prior. For example, University of Colorado Boulder has a deadline of 1st November for scholarship and 1st December for the regular application. So just look at the deadlines before applying for scholarship. The various types of scholarships. Okay, there are some need financial assistantships offered by some colleges across the US. For example, Dartmouth College, like if you extremely need it, you can fill up the form for need-based financial aid and you can submit. Tricky because when you apply to universities, they would like to see your financial capability. Even for these, you would like to see the financial capability of your sponsors before deciding the scholarship. Okay. The point is, many university applications, I'm sure many of you must have started with their applications by now. Some of you might have completed it by now. There is a question. Are you applying for financial assistance? You mentioned yes. There is a, will you need financial assistance? Or if you are not offered financial assistance, this is something which is tricky. This is something that you can. Okay, if you select yes, like if I am not offered assistantship, I will not come to the college. It means that they will offer you admit only and only if they can offer a scholarship. Your chances of approval reduce. Okay, so be very careful. It is up to you. It is no one can force you to select any option. It is completely up to you. You can calculate your steps. You can see what is to be done and apply accordingly. The various merit-based scholarships available are, one is fellowship. Fellowship is generally offered to PhD students, rarely to master students, but yeah, some master students do get fellowship. Fellowship is the highest paid assistantship in the university. It is an annual contract wherein your annual salary is determined. It is a good thing if you get a fellowship because you are working on active research as well as you are being paid by the university. The next important one is research assistantship. There is a jumble here, but yeah, the next important one is research assistantship. Whenever you are working on any project under any professor, they are bound to pay you. They can tuition waiver from 40% to 100%. They can pay stipend every month, which can take care of your living expenses on month to month. Again, after fellowship, this is the highest position in the university. You are being paid for working on a project under a professor. Next is teaching assistant. Herein, the professor pays you for teaching their undergraduate classes. Okay, they pay you again the tuition waiver as well as the stipend for teaching the undergraduate classes. The grading assistantship is for you to they pay you for grading the papers or maybe conducting labs for the undergraduate students. This is grading assistantship. Graduate as in differential. This is something different. Sorry, not many universities offer this. What happens here is that if you get an on-campus job in any academic department of the university, you can request your department where you are studying to offer you a graduate assistant defense, wherein they will pay some part of your tuition fee and the department where you are working will pay you tax. Again, this is not applicable in every university. Very few universities and very few departments offer this. You can speak to your staff, you go there, and if it is available in your department, you can. Many times people are not aware of this and they miss out on a golden opportunity to get some waiver from your department. So yeah, just go there, speak to seniors, it will help you a lot. Please note, very important, for scholarship form, there is no extra fee to be. No university will ask you for any fee for filling out the scholarship form. It is a free form. The scholarship form is a free form. It is included in your application. If you go to any site which is asking you for credit card, please get out of there because that is a spam, a scam. Your money will be taken away for nothing. Universities don't ask you for any money for any scholarship form. Yeah, so as I promised, in 40-45 minutes we will be done with a minor network in between for a couple of minutes. we are almost there. The conclusion says that keep your SOP very simple, precise, and goal-oriented. No need to go over the top with your SOP. No need to bluff a lot about your SOP. And let your the duration of their interaction with, and not based on their qualification. If you can't write something good for you, doesn't mean that he will write. Other taking from someone who is at a junior level, but I taught you some good subjects will help you. Try applying for college. Try meeting the scholarship deadline for the university. Try filling out the scholarship forms also very clear. This is how we can help you. We are consultants, so we can help you with everything, helping you with the training of your exams, shortlisting universities, etc. We also have cloud services wherein if you are not in Bombay, we can solve your doubts. These are our office addresses. As I said, they are available in Bombay, Thane and Pune. I'll open the chat, open option for your doubts on the. We will be available for the next 10 to 15 minutes. On website, we value file on the Facebook page, and yeah, we will be, as I said, we will be available for the next minutes. Okay. Now, I hope this was an informative seminar session for all of you. 25 minutes were not wasted.